Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, Miss Parrish.
Let's start with our drill sounds. Be my echo. A apple a.
A apple a.
A safe a.
A safe a.
A acorn a.
A acorn a.
E ed e.
E ed
E Pete e.
E Pete e.
E me e.
E me e.
I itch it.
I itch it.
I pine I.
I pine I.
I high I.
I high I.
O octopus I.
O octopus I.
O home O.
O home O.
O no O.
O no O.
U up
U up
U flew ooh.
You flew ooh.
U rule ooh.
You rule ooh.
U mule you.
You mule you.
Okay. Let's do Y I.
Y I.
Y y.
Y
X x.
X
S z.
S Z
S s.
S.
Tricky, right? S can say z or s. Okay. How about I need a volunteer who can do some R controlled sounds. Who can do R control poster for us? Come on up, Brian. Quickly. Brian, can you do the R control poster? There you go, Brian. You want to use Baby Echo? You know how to do it?
Yes. A-R car R.
A-R car R.
O-R horn or.
O-R horn or.
E-R her er.
Let me start
E-R
off.
her
Try again.
Wait,
I-R.
you
I-R.
I-R bird er.
I-R bird
U-R burn er.
You are burn
Thank you, Brian. Let's do our vowel teams poster. A pair of vowels that go together that make one sound. Who can I volunteer? Who's going to volunteer? Sadea, come on up quickly. Sadea's going to do the vowel teams that have tabs on them, okay? Just the ones that are tabbed. Make sure that you point and then you signal the audience, okay? You're going to signal the class so they can echo you.
A-I bait A.
A-I bait A.
E-E-G-E.
E-G-E.
E-A-E-E.
E-A-E-E.
Yes.
O-I coin oi.
O-I coin oi.
O-I boy oi.
O-I boy oi.
O-A boat O.
O-A boat O.
O-U trout out.
O-U trout out.
It's trout, ow. So the O-U in trout says ow. Keep going for soup.
O-U soup oo.
O-U soup ooh.
U-E blue oo.
U-E blue ooh.
U-E rescue oo.
U-E rescue ooh.
So the U-E in rescue says you. So it's U-E rescue you.
U-E rescue you.
Thank you, Sadea. Quick trick word drill.
Again.
New now. New now.
New, no.
New no. Shall.
Shall.
Full pool. Very. Put. To. Also. To.
Okay. Our word of the day today. Let's put it over here. Our word of the day today is disrupt. Okay? What are some of the things that can happen to disrupt our class? Some of the things that can happen, Mercedes?
Talking while the teacher's talking.
Talking while the teacher is talking can disrupt the class, right?
Playing when you're not supposed to.
Playing when you're not supposed to, Jalen.
Talking when the teacher's talking.
Talking when the teacher's talking. Anyone else have something different, Amir?
Talking over the teacher.
Talking over each other can disrupt. Yes.
And you can also disrupt by being loud.
Okay, so when you are being loud or talking loudly, that can be seen as disruptive. Those are ways you can disrupt. So how many syllables are in the word disrupt? How many syllables, Carlos?
2.
2. Okay? Remember, when you have a 2-syllable word, you can divide it using our syllable frames. Okay? So this is for 1 syllable. And for the other, who knows how to divide the syllables? Somebody I haven't called. Jaden?
Put it between the S and the R.
Between the S and the R. The first syllable is dis. The second syllable is rupt. Why did we divide it this way? Let's remember why. So you would mark it like this with 2 syllables. Both syllables are closed syllables, right? You have your short vowel sound here, short vowel sound there. Who remembers why we divide the word this way? Yes?
Because they both close to
Well, yes, you always choose to divide a word, and the first syllable should be a closed syllable. Okay, that's a very good strategy. We also know that dis is a prefix, and the prefix dis is a closed syllable. You have a consonant or consonant blend that closes in a short vowel sound. Very good. Let's see if we can divide some others. So we have disrupt.
Ooh,
How about
I just noticed there was a word in rupt.
How about pumpkin? The word pumpkin.
pig.
Pumpkin. Here's the word pumpkin. I would build it, but I only have 1 P. There's pumpkin. How will we divide the word pumpkin? How are we going to divide that word? How? Between the P and the K, okay? So if we do it that way, we have pump, kin. Can you tell us why? Who can tell us why? Pumpkin is 2 syllables. We divide it between the P and the K. Why, Brian?
Because pump is 1 word, but it is a closed syllable, and kin is a closed syllable.
Very nice. Pump is a closed syllable. Kin is a closed syllable.
And we do that because so we can know if it's spelled correctly.
Yes. So when you're spelling it by writing it out, or when you have to read a word or solve it, if it's a longer word with more than 1 syllable, you want to make sure you know how to break it into parts, okay? Now, since we're moving away from tapping individual sounds in 1-syllable words to breaking apart chunks of larger words, we're going to practice. I'm going to practice on the board first, and then I want you guys to model what I did with your own letter tiles, okay? So for now, you're going to watch me, and then you're going to practice on your tile board. So let's think of a word. A multi-syllabic word. I have 1.
Isn't that one with the 5 letters?
5-letter word coming up. The word is habit. All right, remember the word habit, right?
Yes.
How many syllables in habit? Everybody?
2.
2. I heard some people clapping. Habit. That's an okay strategy, all right? So the word is habit. How do we divide habit? It's by Can we divide habit? Pablo, you want to try? Come on up. I want you to divide it by separating the tiles. Can you reach them? I'll make it lower for you. Yeah, go ahead and divide into syllables by separating the tiles. Okay, and why did you choose to divide it that way? You want to pick a helper to remind you? Pick a helper.
Because the first word always gotta have a closed syllable.
Well, the first part of the word is a closed syllable. Thank you, Makai, and thank you, Pablo. So this is habit. I use the letter tiles to build it. And I'm going to separate the tiles, just like you can separate your tiles on your board, to show two separate syllables. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Is that something we can do? I'm going to show you another example, and then we're going to do it. So I won't even need this marker. Actually, I'm going to need these. How about, Ooh, that's a tricky one. All right. Here's the word. The word is athletic, right? So here's the word athletic. I want you to say it to yourself and tell me how many syllables in athletic. How many syllables in athletic, everybody?
3.
3. Very good. Athletic has 3 sounds. It takes 3 breaths to say athletic. All right? So we're going to separate the tiles. We're not going to use the syllable frames for now. And we're not going to use our marker. We're going to separate the tiles so you guys can do one example. Who can separate the 3 syllables in athletic? 3 syllables. Who can separate the 3 syllables? Carlos, come on up. Have you been up yet, Carlos? You already came up? Oh, come on up. It should have 3 spaces, well, 2 spaces because it's 3 syllables. Very nice, Carlos. So how did you decide to divide it that way? Okay, so let is a word. So ath is considered a closed syllable, right? Because it's a digraph, a consonant blend, closing in a short vowel sound. That ath, the A in athletic says ath, right? Yeah. So there's a closed syllable. We know that let is a word, but it's also a closed syllable because it's a consonant closing in a short vowel sound. And it is a suffix, right? Yes. Just like, yeah, athletic is a suffix, just like the word panic is a suffix.
Wait, I did that one word. One question.
Yes, what's your question? Thank you, Carlos.
What is athletic?
I'm glad you asked. So athletic is like, it's an adjective. It's a word that describes a person. So it can also be like a person who has qualities like an athlete, okay? So someone who is agile, someone who's fast, someone who practices a lot and has skills, maybe someone who dribbles well or can throw a ball would be considered athletic. Someone who likes to train, someone who likes to work out and stay in shape, they could be considered athletic. So it's a way to describe a person, okay? Cool. So if we were going to separate athletic, so you have 3 syllables, right? And all 3 of them happen to be closed because you have 3 short vowel sounds closed in by a consonant, blend, or digraph. Got it?
That's a kind of.
So now we can try it on your board. Open your boards. I'd like you to build the word. The word I'd like you to build is napkin. I use a napkin to clean off my face after I eat. The word I'd like you to build is napkin.
I need help.
Napkin.
I need help.
I'd like for you to build it, and just as I modeled, I want to see you separate the syllables. Separate the syllables. Napkin. If you need another letter N, use a blank tile. I need you to see you separate it. How many syllables are in napkin? Good, Brian. Good. You need a blank tile. Separate the syllables. I need to see them separated. Good, Sadea.
Oh, that been because when we reduce something,
Good, Mercedes.
it don't go away. I need
Separate, Amir. How many syllables in napkin? Two. And how do we divide the word napkin? How do we divide it? Look at your board. Between which letters? How do we divide napkin, Mercedes?
between the P and the K.
Between the P and the K. And tell me why. Somebody tell me why we divide it that way. Why? Yes. Technically, napkin is a compound word because nap is a word and kin is a word, but also they're both closed syllables, right? And that's our rule for dividing longer words. Put your letters back for napkin. And let's try one more word. The next one I want to see you divide is polish. Polish. I like to polish the glass on my windows so that I can see more clearly. Polish. Good work. I can see some of you thinking about it. I can hear some whispers. Don't forget to separate your tiles the way we separated them on the board. Polish. Some people polish their fingernails or their toes. Separate the word. Good spelling. Separate the syllables and polish. Good, Amir. Good. Everybody say out loud, how many syllables in polish? 2 syllables. Very nice. Savannah, where do we divide the syllables? Between the L and the I. Who can tell me why? Look at the word polish. Also look at your suffix frames. Look at your suffix tiles. How did we decide to divide the word polish? How did we decide it? How do we know how to divide it?
Don't like ISH the suffix.
Yes, there's an ISH is the suffix. Very nice. ISH is the suffix. Very good. Put your tile boards away. Tile boards away. Before we transition to story time, I'd like for you to open your student notebook to the vocabulary section. On page 42 at the bottom, you're looking for the letter D in the vocabulary section. Good, Carlos, 42. We're going to enter our word of the day. Student notebook. It goes in the vocabulary section. The vocabulary section, of course, is in alphabetical order. Here is disrupt. Put it away, Jaden. Good, Carlos.
Wait.
Page 42. So it starts there. We always enter our word of the day in the vocabulary section. Don't get confused with the trick word section. Show me you're finished by putting your student notebook inside your desk and have your story out for story time. Very nice, Pablo. The only thing on your desk should be your story. I'll have you another one. Disrupt goes inside the student notebook. There should be nothing else on your desk except for your story. Put your board away, please. Does everyone have a story? Story time. Take a look at the title of the text. Take a look at the title of the text. Our story is called Hopscotch. And I want you to think about what you already know about hopscotch. And I'd like for you to make a prediction about what you think this text will be about. Are we looking? Are we thinking? So who can make a prediction about what you think we might learn by reading Hopscotch? What might we learn, Brian?
We might learn how it was made and how fun it was.
Okay, we might learn that it was fun and how it was made. Anything else? Amir?
What year was it?
Maybe the year. Okay. Pablo?
And the army, that army.
Pablo notices the word army. Very good. Last one. How to play. Okay. Cool. So, I'm going to read Hopscotch for the class, and I'm going to read it in phrases. I'm going to try to sound as smooth, as good as possible, right? I'm reading to an audience. And while I'm reading, I want you all to make a movie in your mind. I want you to picture or imagine everything I'm reading in your mind, okay? You can also follow along on your paper. Got it? So where should your eyes be while I'm reading? Hopscotch is lots of fun. It was invented a long, long time ago. It was not a fun game at that time. It was used to make the men in the British Army stronger. There were lots of boxes in the old hopscotches. The hopscotch could be hundreds of feet long. The men had to hop in all the boxes with their splendid armor on. The strongest and fastest men finished first. The men who did not finish got upset. They knew they would be punished. The British children wanted to mimic the men in the army. They made their own hopscotches. Theirs were not as long as the ones the men used. They tossed small rocks onto the boxes and hopped to the end. When the children played it, it was fun for all. Even now, there are children who think hopscotch is a blast. Yes, Amir.
They got the word on the board mimic in here.
Ah, so one of our words is actually in here, okay? So, let's take a minute to think about what we just read, okay? What's the topic of this passage? What's the topic? Sadea? Hopscotch. In this case, the title is the topic. The text is about hopscotch, okay? So what are some facts you learned in this passage? What are some facts you learned? Carlos?
It was created a long time ago.
It was created a long time ago, Amir.
There's a strong man, fast man that had finished first.
Ah, so strong and fast men will finish first. Brian?
That it was made by the British Army.
It was made by the British Army. Anyone else? Samara?
The other man, he didn't finish first, so
Ah, so the men who didn't finish first became upset, all right?
They were going to be punished.
And they knew they were going to be punished. Thank you. So now let's think, what else would I like to learn about hopscotch? What else do I want to know about this topic? When we read, we also think about what more we could learn. Mercedes?
I would want to know why did you use square boxes.
Okay. Brian?
What is it about?
Okay.
Why would it be probably hundreds of feet long?
Okay. Why was it hundreds of feet long? Last one.
Who's the creator who made hopscotch?
Okay. The name of the creator who made it. Very nice. Thank you.